It did. It looked like it just slightly closed above. Do you know what I mean? It should have really. The problem is we have this whole zone, like to the left. Like this whole area is an issue area. Do you know what I mean? That's why we've created resistance there. So it does still look like there's rejections going on here. But it's like we need either some form of like minor resistance to form here, and then we sell it, or we need to start to see some clear rejections on the smaller time frames, and then we will definitely hit the bottom of this range. Let's take a look what's going on. Oh, it's made a bottom wick. Yeah, I think a solid 15-minute candle would be good. I mean, even if we miss this obviously initial push down to support, we know that once we break below 148, 140, then anyway we're heading down to fill these wicks. So even a break below this support, we can start to head down. So even if we have to wait for resistance below 148, 150 or wherever, you know, that's our opportunity to get in that position.
Where would you be looking at stops if you get like a decent 15-minute close? Because like, would this be?
Probably below the previous 1 hour.
Alright. Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, because then it also would be the 30-minute breakout candle. Because I mean, the way that we closed, we done a fake out technically of this low that was created. I mean, we did retest it in the Asian. So this is a target, obviously. Same way that this should, now that we're closing above Asian highs, if we get a support formed above that, then I think it's pretty good. There's also resistance as well. So this is our most recent resistance, and then this is our most recent support. So if we start to create some support over here above that, then this becomes a high to get retested, and then should continuation. Well, obviously if it just runs down, then we actually had no, well, there probably was confirmation on like the 5-minute etc. I mean, that's another thing, we could look to see if it's going to create some form of resistance. Start to, do you know what I'm saying? Like if the first 15-minute candle, or it could be what we see all the time. You know, the first 15-minute closes in the range, and then we get that fake out.
Yeah.
Then something I'm looking for. Morning YouTube. How we all doing? Oh bollocks! I forgot to do the monetization again. So annoying. I forget most mornings. Oh well. Oh yeah, we are just kind of moving down over here. Yeah, because we have this mid-level. So I'd like to see how it react there. because you still made a higher high, so you may actually create support over here. We'll see. Looks like we're heading down, bro.
Yeah, man, it's definitely wasn't easiest to catch. If we would have closed below it though, on 30, it would have been in there.
Yeah, we would have been in those, yeah. I mean, the only other thing I can think is we wait for a break of 148, 140 is still good.
Yeah, we got some.
Because we got some good range.
Ranges.
Yeah, plus, if we think about it right now, this is the 4 hour flipping bearish. Yeah, 4 hours flipping bearish. So, I mean, obviously this is, you know, very, very, very strong chance it's going to continue down to the support now. So, I mean, once we basically break this 4 hour support, because even though we close below here, we have this deeper level of support there. So, I think as long as if we break that at 148, 150, then we'll head down at that point, and we should see 700. Yeah, I think we can see some good downside. So I mean, you never know, like we may bounce off this area, retrace to create some resistance within this range. I mean, there's plenty of options, but I would like to see some form of pullback to this area for some resistance. Not really using the 5-minute, but I'd like to at least like see if we start to see some rejections maybe of the top end, you know, and then you can have stops above here.
We've definitely got enough range, haven't we, if we pull back to that level?
Oh, definitely. We've got enough range and, you know, runners as well to continue down based off the higher time frame. I mean, look at the daily. The way the daily's setting up now, solid. Morning everyone on YouTube. Yeah, I mean, I want to see how we start to react now that we're at this minor area within this range. Good morning guys. How are you all doing? I mean, yeah, we could get like you know, the next 15-minute close above or whatever, but we're just gonna, yeah, there's a few options here. We're still respecting the 1 hour low. So we're just kind of chilling here. So we've made a high point right above this range, above this 148.350. So I'm either waiting for a support to form or potentially some form of minor resistance within this range to continue moving bearish down to 148.150 and then further down to 147.970. Thoughts on Euro USD monthly candle? Looks like it can go down and retest. I don't look at Euro USD, so like I say to everybody that mentions pairs that aren't on the screen, if you want to send a chart, I'm more than happy to take a look. So we've got 10 seconds left for this 15-minute candle to close within the range. So yeah, we may even get like a resistance formed on the 5-minute, but I'm not obviously keen on that as an entry, but just for so we can see it with ourselves. Okay, let's look at gold. Oh, gold Asian analysis played out pretty well. Yeah, the sales analysis played out. Buys didn't really play out, in all fairness. That's 15-minute. Yeah, buy analysis played out for a little bit. But, oh, now we are moving up. Actually, I want to change that real quick. I want to see if this looks any cooler. Do you like that with white wicks? Do you think that looks cool? Or do you think that looks worse? What do you think, Kelsey?
What was that, sorry?
I said I've changed the wicks on the trading view to white. Yeah, what do you think? That looks a bit weird.
Not really. Oh, I see it different than that, yeah.
It's a lot more like in your face, isn't it?
Because I know, like on the YouTube, sometimes you can't actually see the wicks.
Can you see them a lot more now?
Let me have a look.
Like they should be a lot more.
Yeah, it seems like it. You can see him a bit better.
Okay. I'll give him a go for today. See if I
You'll get
prefer.
used to him.
Yeah. Oh, we're heading down, bro. Was that 5 minute
Yeah.
situation? Yeah. So I was looking at this 5 minute candle. Pushing down. Yeah, I actually kind of like the white wicks. It looks kind of cool. A lot more obvious in your face, isn't it?
Yeah. Because sometimes they blend in a bit too much, don't they?
Mm.
I think I've got my wicks as like white for the white candles and then blue for the blue candles.
Oh, okay, fair enough. Right, so gold. I'm gonna break down gold here in a sec. Actually, I do really like that. I think that's kind of cool. So the 4 hour now is starting to flip on pound yen nicely. But that was one of those, like, maybe it had to have been like an impulsive move. But then now that's super risky, wasn't it? Well, we knew that was super risky, but so we've broken the 1 hour low at this point. Yeah, what I'm gonna start doing, I'm just gonna start watching the 5 minute, and just for the next month, I just want to watch it. That's my new thing. That's how you get more confident in reading the situation. Not taking entries from of it, waiting for higher time frame confirmation, but looking on the 5. Like, we looked on the 5 there, I saw a bullish candle forming because this was the kind of like mid-range, and then we can see how the next one just came down and started breaking the low, which could have been like an entry point, because it gave us like a 12 pip range, stops above that range, it's like 10 pips. Like, it would have made sense. Obviously, I need to see that happen over and over again in order for me to want to execute on that. So yeah, I mean, right now we're moving down to support. Probably going to want to see a resistance below support. Although 4 hour does look super good. The only thing is, we're coming up to this next level of 4 hour support. It's definitely a strong level. So we want to see solid moves below. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom. Morning, how's it going? Yeah, because I remember, Kelsey, when I first came to the chart this morning, I saw this 30-minute closing above, and I was like, is this like buy worthy? And then obviously when I came to the charts, that's when, like, cause when you're on your phone, right, and you see resistance, you see price closing above resistance, you're like, oh yeah, we should continue moving up. But then it was like, oh well, we need to see some form of support at least.
Yeah, me too. That's what I thought. It was looking good to head up, but then you sometimes just got to think like overall we're probably heading down.
Yeah.
The 4 hour is just open, then it's closed above. That used to catch me out quite a lot.
Yeah, but I can't believe it. I mean, I didn't even execute, and we called out the whole gold sell from the London stream yesterday. You know, we spoke about the fact that it wanted to do a retest of this area if the 4-hour closes bearish. Can retest this low, man. The whole since then it moved down. Oh, sorry.
Bless you.
Cheers. Yeah, whole gold swing would have been beautiful.
That was a big move, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was a monstrous move.
200 pips.
Yeah. There's so many opportunities for sells later on, and so right now we're closing on gold back above a support. But it's due again. You know, it can come up and retrace back up to 1726, and then it can continue down again. You look where we are on gold now. I mean, we should hit the bottom of this daily support at this point eventually. We spoke about this in the weekly breakdown as well. If gold can create some support back above this level, then it can continue moving bullish. Oh, pound yen is retracing, Kelsey. Okay, let's our 5-minute idea did not make sense. I think these type of 5-minute entries would be better outside of the range, obviously, but still, let's wait and see what happens, because we've got 5 minutes. Imagine if we close back above this area on the 15. Man's jumping in, because this could be a liquidity grab on the 1 hour. If we start to come back above this area, then I mean this wick fill becomes a target, and then a nice continuation at that point. Yeah, hopefully we can get something nice here this morning. I'm hoping. Do you know Wicks don't lie? Yes. He's a good friend. Yes. Haven't spoke to him in a while actually, but I need to see how he's doing. Right, come on guys, what's everybody looking at today? We got any charts here you want to send in? What's everybody planning? What's everybody looking at? You looking for sells? You looking for buys? What's people looking at? This is how we educate one another. This is how we help one another. Because imagine if two of you have the same idea, but one of you, you know, didn't think about one particular thing, but the other person did. You know, you can look at, okay, well, why did I not think of that particular situation? I think people still think it starts at 7:30. I mean, I do put this shit on my Instagram, but anyway. Let's get some likes in here, guys. We've got 28 people. We should have 28 likes the minute. We've got 28 people in there. Let's get those likes up. So 15-minute candle is potentially flipping at this midpoint. But if this 15 closes below this area, Kelsey, I mean, we have an opportunity at that point. If we get a nice cheeky little resistance formed, then it could be very good to also continue down. I mean, look at the 5-minute, right? We've made a low. If we retrace to this area, we did speak about potential rejections of this area. You know, then that would also be good, but just wanna, I need to start looking at the 5-minute. I'm definitely ready to look at it, but not to trade it. You know what I mean? Good morning, Salim. How's it going, brother? Congratulations on your GJ sell yesterday, very nice. He planned, he executed, and it went through. Love it, I absolutely love it. boom, boom, boom. Right, I'm gonna put the zoom. I'm gonna put the zoom over here, because I never actually put it there. So if I can actually see if anyone. So if Salim, if you don't want to, if you can't talk, just whack it in the chat. I'll see it now. I never put it up, but I've got it up now. So 15 minutes. We got like 2 minutes left. Let's see what's going on here. Morning. In GJ buys 148.250. 148.250. Okay, nice. Yeah, I think that's good. I'm looking for buys above 148.350. So I'm waiting to see if this 15-minute candle. I'm waiting to see if this 15-minute candle can close back above this previous area, and then I can have the next one wick down and then continue moving bullish. Or, see, this is where we need, there's two conflicting ideas, right? Just for me personally, right? So either I'm looking for a close above this area, you know, and then some form of wick down to continue up, or I'm looking for a price to respect this area and to get a bearish candle close here, and then I can have price to continue down to support. That's what I'm looking for, and then a potential continuation with obviously a runner at that point. So it's important. It's very, very, very important to wait. So if the 30-minute candle closes bullish, still a fairly big stop. It's quite a big stop. Why are the candles still so big, man? Right, we're moving up. Yeah, I want to try and get in on the next bottom wick so that the stop isn't so big. Because we should wick back down at least to like the body, which is where I want to take my entry, because then I get a much better stop loss. Okay, we're coming up. Looks like we are going to do a fake out. Please don't close with no wick. Oh, it closed with the wick. Beautiful. So if we get a nice bottom wick, then I think it's going to be a great opportunity to execute buys. How did the 30-minute candle close though? Yeah, bullish. It closed bearish on my MT5. The only issue is that a very weak 30-minute close.
And for me, it closed bearish in MT5. It still closed above 30-minute.
Yeah, it did. I mean, we could just manage the trade if it does just start coming straight down, because I want to take entries somewhere over here, and then I can get a better entry point. Come on, GJ, a little bit more. A little bit more pound yen. What's stop gonna be right over here? Yeah, that'll do. Oh, just as I click it, it retraces further down.
Literally, it happened to me as well.
Yeah. Right, I'm in these. I'm in buys. Stops below the previous 30-minute candle. Down over here. So yeah, we've kind of got to expect. We've got to expect this 30-minute to continue moving bullish at that point. I mean, the 15-minute should not have closed back above that area if we were going to continue moving bearish. Obviously, if I do get a 15-minute candle closing bearish, then I will have to manage the trade at that point. Oh man, see, this is where I would want to be taking my buy entry now. Because it does look like a good amount of liquidity that's been generated, but we'll see, because we do need this 1 hour candle to flip bullish at this point now in order for us to continue moving up. So I'm gonna put the buy situation. So yeah, I got about like a 12 pip stop at this point. Target's gonna be around 148,600, but it's not looking great so far. I'm hoping this candle will start to flip in the second half. I don't want to like focus on it. Won't make me feel good. Come on, GJ, you don't need to keep dropping now.
Is this just going to be was that the pullback for us to then come back down, maybe?
I don't know. The only thing that did put me off was the 30-minute, but I did tell myself, you know, I've got to stick to the plan, and we did say, you know, if we get support formed above that area, we have got support. I mean, the only thing that's just not great is the way that the 1 hour is setting up, but hopefully this is just a bottom wick and we should start to head up. That's what obviously we can only hope, innit? I mean, if we're wrong, then we're wrong. I mean, it is what it is, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, at the moment it's come back to retest that like 15-minute error, so
yeah,
can project off here.
Right, I'm gonna set. So I'm probably just gonna want to close full position, probably around like 600. I mean, from a risk to reward perspective, you know, it's 400 risk to like a 650 reward. So it's pretty good, like, risk reward perspective. At least we got a little bit better risk. Like if we got in on the close, it would have been a fat stop loss. It would have been quite a big risk. So, but anyway, while we're in this situation, let's take a look at gold. Ooh, gold never respected that area. Gold, you naughty devil. Oh, what's going on, guys? Up? Long time, bro. Yes, I'm in GJ buys at the moment. The only thing, MT5 30-minute closed bearish, but then it closed like a very weak bearish. 15-minute, yeah. I mean, we've seen this plenty of times, you know. It's just one of those situations we gotta wait to see if it will play out or not. Because obviously if this 15-minute candle does close bearish, then I mean it doesn't really make sense to hold the buys at that point. Because it's quite a deep bottom wick at this point. But yeah, hopefully we should start heading up. We like to say hopefully. I mean, looking on the 5-minute, it's like this looks like a resistance to continue down. But on the 15, it looks like we closed above to do a fake out. Mohammed believes it will go down. That's fine. I mean, yeah, that's the only thing, to be honest, is maybe if I'd paid attention to this 5-minute, but I don't know. I don't want to put myself off. But we are kind of retracing a bit now. Might get stopped out here. What's up? What's up? If price is following, if price is following price action, it should continue up. That's my opinion. Yeah, it should continue moving up. But I mean, looking on the 5-minute, unless we start to see rejections from this lower end, this potentially could have been the resistance for us to continue down, because we did speak about it. You know, if we pull back within this range and we create resistance, then we could continue down. That's kind of what's happened here. So I don't know, unless we start to flip like within the last 6 minutes, it's not looking good. It's not looking good. But I actually did stick to what I said I was going to do today, because I did look at the 30-minute. I like, that's the only thing, was the 30 close was very, very weak. So if I look back, no doubt I'll say to myself, the 30 was weak. That's your fault. Yeah. Yeah, we'd seen this before plenty of times with the 15, but I mean most of the time it does respect the low. So we really need some magic to happen here. Yeah, because because we're in the last 20 of the 1 hour as well. We really need price to get shifting. Morning. It's not looking great, is it? No, about to get stopped here. Got to stick to the plan though. Yes, come on, 15. Yeah, to be honest with you, from a 5-minute perspective, it's not looking amazing.
Maybe that was the 5-minute sell back to create that resistance. Yeah.
Because if we're in the last 5 minutes now and we haven't retraced, I think we got a little bit of a problem, which would suggest this was resistance to continue down. I don't know. I get inklings, and this is giving me inkling it's not going to work out. But I'd be willing to give sells a go later on if we get resistance below 148, 150. But right now, yeah, this is not good at all. I might close this. I'm about to get stopped.
It's a matter of time.
I am about to get stopped. Come on, 5 minute. Do something nice. I think that was it, man. I think that was it. This 5 minute was the potential. I don't know. This 5 minutes just got to do something really juicy. But if the 15 closes bearish, we'll have to kind of manage it anyway. It doesn't really make sense to hold full position at that point. So maybe we can still get out with a smaller loss than we anticipated. Oh, we won't. I need to do a quick update. Yeah, sure, go for it, mate. Do what you gotta do, son. Don't like it now. I think I might close this. Oh, I'm about to get stopped. Yeah, I got stopped out.
Me too. Wow.
Damn. Damn. Yeah, I think we were right there with the 5 minute for price to continue down. Spoke about that on the 5 minute. Interesting. Okay. So trade 1 was a loss. It's only Tuesday. So we had GJ. We had GJ buys, didn't we? GJ buys. At least we got a better risk. I mean, if that was a 20 pip, I would have been obviously a little bit more frustrated about it. But I think looking back, I mean, I know I'm going to say that, but maybe the 30-minute closing week should have been that indication. 5 minute did create the structure. So from this point, I mean, there was like a 14 pip range. Yeah. That's fine, because we're still looking for resistance below 148, 150. No worries. Oh, what's with the swearing? No need to swear. Unlucky, bad luck. Back in sticky range. Yes. Alright, I'm off to bed. Have a good day. Yep, see you. See you later. Yeah, I'm afraid losses are part of the game, people. But yeah, looking back, the 30-minute was not a great close. I think that's what it was. It did respect that area, and I think it was just a little bit of a better candle. We could have had price to continuing up, but it's just a shame about the way that it's yeah, it's just a shame about the weak close there. You know, it is what it is, I'm afraid. Yeah, we've seen that plenty of times, and you know, most of the time that trade is going to work out. Good 80-90% of the time that's going to work out. So now we're just completely ranging. I mean, so technically, because we've never really broken out, I mean, that would basically mean if we do get a solid close below, it's just going to put sells below. But we'll look for like a minor resistance. And then at least we'd be back with the 4-hour situation. But yeah, it is what it is, guys. I mean, you know, yeah, losses are part of the game. There's a first trade of the week and it's a loss. It's just how it goes. Imagine if the overall 30-minute respects. That would just be a shit ass.
Yeah, it'd be nice if it just chooses its direction now and breaks below, hopefully.
Yeah. Yeah, I just wanted to know whether this was a good indication for price to continue down or not. You know, because this could have been. It just, yeah. Just once we saw that 5 minute, I don't know what it was, but I was like, now I doubt my buys.
It clicks, you're like, oh no, there it is. Because you were talking about it, weren't you?
Yeah. We were talking about it. But I still feel like this 15 minute was like, I mean, we saw good rejections.
Yeah.
Like, it looked like a rejection. Closed back above. I thought at that point we'd see a nice little wick down and then a continuation, but maybe the 5 minutes just did give us that situation to say, okay, well, 4 hours not on your side. That's true. 4 hour wasn't on my side. You know, but still, I mean, yeah. I was looking at the smaller time frames, obviously. But it is what it is. You know, we all make mistakes. All you have to do is, you know, look back and see how you could have either avoided the loss or, you know, taken the winning trade. So, yeah. I mean, I think on this particular occasion, I mean, just by looking at structure, it made sense here that once we created this resistance below this area for price to continue down. But again, I haven't looked at the 5 minute enough to like validate that idea, if that's gonna, you know, if that's something to look out for over and over again, because on the 15 minute it gave us confirmation for price to continue moving bullish. You know, look where it closed. It closed, you know, above that area. We was expecting, even though it was a weak 30 minute, it was still a support formed. 15 minute candle closed back above. I mean, there's a very, very, very high probability trade. I just think maybe because, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it is what it is. I think maybe because we was against the 4 hour, that made sense. But then once that flipped, the 4 hour would have been back bullish again. So it's just the previous 4 hour was a strong bearish. So yeah, I think we was just unlucky with that one. Maybe buys will validate when price broke the level 148.433 and have a good push up. I mean, yeah, for like a second entry, which I don't know if I'll get one today, but I mean, I'm looking for sales below 148.150. But if we do get, you know, like further support form back above this area, then that would make sense. But right now, I mean, there's no buys at this point. We're just in the range. Go on.
Yeah, we were quite fixated on getting in on the pullback to get a better entry, but if we waited for the break at that 30 minute high, we wouldn't have never got in that.
True, but then your stop, even if it broke the high and then came down, now our risk would have been like quite deep. Yeah. I don't know. We've tested this idea many times, and most of the time it's gonna work out. I mean, if you actually look at it from like a short-term structure, though, it looked like, because okay, we have support over here, and then now we've created a higher level of support. We also had resistance, and then we have a higher level of resistance. So market structure is like kind of bullish on the short term. So I was kind of expecting at least a pop off to this area, and at least if we saw some rejections here and this candle started to go down, then we can like manage it at that point. Like we can, you know, we would have known to manage the trade. But look, at least I had my idea. I executed. We both executed. And if anybody else executed, you know, it just is what it is. Bruv, EN played out so well today. 20 pips in literally 3 seconds. Oh, nice. Let's take a look. I wasn't fixating on EN. Oh, yeah, solid. Yeah, you had a solid close above on the 1 hour. Only issue was with these previous area. So let's see how you could have caught these moves. Yeah, it had to have been an impulse entry. Yeah, it had to have been an impulse entry, or even on the break above this resistance there. That's probably where you got in, I would have presumed. Yeah, it did create some solid support. I entered at 1.66202 after the break of the wick. 1.6 to, oh, okay, nice. Yeah, makes sense. Right, I'm just gonna quickly go run and make a quick drink, and then I'll be back in like a few minutes time. Oh, the chat's gone. Yeah, I mean that just went straight down. Like we didn't even get a little bit of a move up. Right, yeah, I'll be back in a few minutes. Bear with me. Right. So we're still just doing nothing then. Yeah, I definitely think so. I mean, looking back, I think Kelsey was right what he was talking about, because I think on this occasion, since the 30 closed like a week bullish, we needed to start to see wick down and then price starting to come up above, and then take entry somewhere over here to like break this high point. That would have been the better option. So yeah, it's annoying, but it is what it is. Because now basically we've just created resistance here again on the 1 hour.
We're actually in a range, it seems like.
Yeah. It's annoying because, I mean, we've seen this happen so many times, right? But I just think that what we missed on this one occasion was, I think, the 30 minutes should have made me wait a little bit more. Yeah, it was such a weak candle. But yeah.
Yeah, I was just looking at like how we're looking in this range,
Mm.
and I was just like, we obviously tried to like hold that support where we entered at, obviously at there.
Oh, sorry.
So like we broke above, and then we tried to form the support. Now we've closed back in the range. But this can be the retest here for us to come back to
Support, yeah.
bottom of the range.
Yeah, but then if we start breaking this highs over here, then it's almost like we tried to create support, weak, came back in the range, generated liquidity here, and then this candle starts to come up and start surpassing these highs. I mean, then that would just suggest we had the right idea, we were just early. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I think both make sense, but really and truly, I mean, we can't really do anything now in this situation. Yeah, I mean, I think it was like we had the right idea, right? There's no doubt about that. But I just think based on how the 30 closed, looking back, maybe that should have been the point at which we thought, yeah.
Yeah, like did we need something a little bit more to them?
Well, maybe we needed this candle to like close. I think this candle would have been better if it closed with no wick, because then we would have probably like avoided the trade at that point. But I don't know. Like one side of me is like, you know what? If it worked out, you would have, thought it looked good. But then there's like that part of me is like, it's the 30-minute. That's the off-putting part. But then there's always something off-putting last week, but we still execute.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not been the best week so far, as in like how prices moved in London. I mean, these easy moves are long gone.
Yeah. It looks like we're starting to head back up again. Look at the 5-minute. I think it's going to start surpassing this bearish candle high, and we're going to start moving up. but I don't want to just like re-enter like that. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, for real.
See what gold's doing. So gold now has created a resistance on the 1 hour time frame. So gold potentially could continue down to continue moving up. But I think with pound yen, if we do get a nice support formed here, like a proper support now, you know, like if we close above this area, we get a little bit of consolidation, but we're creating support above this resistance, then I believe we can continue up and give our buyers a second chance. But obviously we need something quite solid. Oh, look at that, it broke the high and now it's retracing. GJ's on some mad shit today. Do you know what's difficult? It's like you know that like partly you wanted to manage the trade. Like when you were looking at it, you were like, you know, 5 minutes breaking the lows. Do we you know what I mean? But obviously, I know now like I need to stick to my profitability. So yeah. EU moving amazing right now. Nice. Are you gonna trade NFP this Friday? If so, do you still look for support resistance before execution? I don't trade NFP. No, I don't trade news events like that. Plus I'm not really around on the charts and during those times.
Yeah, I agree. Like you're seeing that 5 minute great resistance, and like you want to take something off, but then you're like, you know, the best thing is to just hold it.
I mean,
in the long run.
Yeah, I mean, I personally think, obviously, if we do start breaking up now, right, if we do actually break up, then we were just unlucky with this. It just didn't have the volume to do it at that point. Do you know what I mean? Because, like, even if this candle closed where it did we need to necessarily break this low to close like a stupid bearish candle like this, and then for the next one to already break the high? No. So it's one of those, like, we got stopped, but overall, I mean, let's say we had our stop loss down over here, we would be fine. Like, we would be coming back up to our entry at this point. Do you know what I mean? But obviously we had to keep the stop fairly tight to make sense for what we were trying to play, because we should have just wicked down a little bit and then start to drive up, is what we wanted to see. But we didn't. I mean, maybe we could have, I don't know, I don't want to say maybes, you know. It's like it's done now, but I think for a next time situation, did we want to see, like, let's say, because where we took buys was here, right? Or on this 5 minute candle retracing, would we wanted to have seen a 5 minute candle close bullish, and then
potentially
something we'll have to look at in the future.
Yeah, because instead of waiting for that break of high, you could have waited for 5 minutes support.
Yeah.
On the bottom wick, yeah.
Yeah. And then it's like, that's a rejection. That becomes the wick. That creates the next wick. And we didn't even get one bullish 5 minute candle there. Do you know what I mean? And then we could have taken, I mean, I'm not saying we could have, but if you wanted to enter buys, I mean, you could have got your buys there and then, I don't know.
But even now, it's closing right at the top of the range.
Yeah, the 15-minute candle did, yeah. Man, what we've got the smallest audience we've had in a while over here. For real, for real. Gold looks like it can continue down if it starts breaking these lows over here. Yeah, gold looks like it can continue down. We created that 1 hour resistance. 1 hour's created top wick. If it starts breaking below this 1 hour low, I think it can continue back down. Looking at the 15 minutes. Yeah, once we start breaking this low right over there, gold can continue down. Yeah, I've seen this a lot of times on gold. It's broken the low right now. So yeah, it should continue down. Man, I've not traded gold in a while. Did you see that? Did you see how quick it moved? It went dung dung. That's why I just, yeah, I'll have to build right up to trading gold again. So yeah, gold should continue down here. So I think obviously we spoke about the entry would be the break of these lows. I think a good stop would be above the current candle high. Obviously it's aggressive, but with gold, you know, it's one of those, like, you're going to be wrong if it breaks its own high. You know, you're wrong at that point. You won't want to be in the sell. But I think a good sell is going to be from here, and then you're targeting, I mean, obviously you have a problem area here, which is still a good amount, like, it's still, you know, 10 or whatever pips away. But I mean, your target effectively is this support and this low that has been created. Yeah, it's like a 40 pip, 38 pip target for a potential 20 pip stop, but we'll come back to that. Pound yen, we've got 9 minutes left to close there on the 30 minute. GBP NZD been moving strongly lately, probably a better pair at present. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. I don't look at GN. I don't look at that pair. If you're doing well with that pair, that's good. I think one pair I'm gonna remove is GU. It just does not make sense to me. Yeah, GU's got to go. I think EJ's got to go soon as well. I just never look at it anymore. 30-minute looks like it's rejecting now. Yeah, I think EJ's got to go, man. I just never look at it. I'd rather look at gold, GJ, and EN, and just have these three as my main pairs of looking at. Because then I can just break them down very simply every day, instead of having to, yeah. Looks like we're not coming above this range. Looks like we're just completely ranging at this point. Looks like we're trying to form resistance over here. Oh, we flipped back bullish. Mad. I suppose we've got to wait to see how this 30-minute candle closes. We've got 5 minutes left. Oh yeah, we need to look up in a minute, Kelsey, what time the budget might be.
Oh yeah. That's tomorrow, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm gonna take a look in a sec.
Would you even think like safe buys would be above 350, or would you want to get above that kind of high we had there?
I think buys above 350 is safe. I just think we need to see.
I mean, that would be giving it a second chance. Expecting. Because I mean, we had two bullish 1 hour candles, and we had a weakish bearish candle, and we've already broken the high.
Yeah. Yeah, like I don't want to re-enter in based off of the close. I want to maybe see if we create like a support. Because like we may have like a pullback on the 15-minute to this area, and then we need to create some support and then continue moving up. But it does seem like we're trying to move up here. I mean, I just looked on the 5-minute, and then I can see where, I mean, if it was like, if we were getting in by, let's just say just now, this 5-minute candle looked like the good opportunity to buy.
Be nice if we get the next 15 closing bearish, and then the 15 after that closing bullish, forming support. That hour should then be breaking above 350.
Yeah, closing above, yeah.
Then we can get a trade off the hour. Yeah.
Yeah, and then to continue. Yeah, I want to see something solid for a re-entry. But I think we were generally really unfortunate, because then if this move up was a fake out, then we should have really at least hit the bottom of the range. We should have at least broke out that way, but we haven't. So we had the right idea. Like, I just think we could have, if we just thought about this 30-minute not being a good close, missed that, missed this, then I'd probably be even getting in, maybe even just based off of this close. Do you know what I mean? But I don't think it's quite enough right now. But we had the right idea though, do you know what I mean? It was something that we've seen a lot of times.
Yeah, I'd definitely be taking that again if it happened.
Yeah,
many times that normally that would hit 600.
100%. Just,
You know what I mean?
I just think it was the 30-minute that was like the, you know, like you get confirmation. The 30-minute was like the, what would you say is the opposite of confirmation? I don't know how to.
Yeah, I know what you mean though.
You know what I'm trying to say, innit? Like this, we should. Because I looked at it and I was like, well, 15-minute looks good, so I'll go for it. I haven't had the I haven't had the confidence to execute on previous ideas, so I needed to like just click it and go with it. But I mean, yeah, I think we're just pretty unfortunate with the way that it set up. So the 30-minute actually never closed above anyway.
No.
So maybe it's gonna have to be to wait to see if the 1 hour can close above, and then we can base the trade off the 1 hour to continue moving bullish. But we'll see. Ooh, oh, gold. Oh man, how disgusting is that? Yeah, reacted to that level to the left. See, that's why I would put stops on break even on gold ASAP. Still got like 13 pips. See, I'm always securing 10 pips on gold. Or if it goes 10 pips, I'm going break even. That is just rule number 1. Doesn't matter if he comes to stop you out. Like, you don't hold gold like that. Right, let's look at this budget. So we want to look at when or what time is the budget. Oh, so about 12:30, so about midday. About midday. So I think, but the only thing is, I would say that we're quite likely to range. Oh yeah, yeah. Look, the budget is expected to take place at about 12:30, straight after Prime Minister's questions. The speech usually lasts about an hour. Yeah, yeah. Yeah. So it's about 12:30. Obviously, if we see range, then I mean, you know, we can't like we're staying out of that. Man, we've had hardly any people here today.
Taking their L and they've ran off.
I mean, no, we hardly had anyone before the L either.
Really?
Yeah, seriously, we've had like 30 people max. I mean, only now have we hit 40 people. No cap. No cap.
If we break the higher, we could just head off. Ideally, yeah, I'd want the 30-minute to even come up, break above 148.445, where the previous wick is, and then still close bullish, but just not as strong. Then the hour should have range.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be good.
It's just crap taking a full loss. Like, do you know what I mean? The first trade of the week.
Yeah, it's not ideal.
No.
Kind of happened last week for me as well.
Yeah, but it happens, man. It's calm. We know that we can
It's
get
only
our
money,
hands.
innit?
Yeah, it's only a bit of money. Not the end of the world. Right, hold on. Someone's just sent me a voice note. Let me just listen to this. 2 seconds.
There it goes.
God damn it, GJ.
Definitely had the right idea. That's the main thing.
You little.
Now just needs to pull back. Come on.
This ain't pulling back nowhere, mate. This is heading off.
The volume's in. That's the thing.
What a little. I created support on the 5 minute. Man, see, this is the buys that should have happened here. That is frustrating. 20 pips right there in that one candle.
Even still, that 30-minute previous to close below, so it's just not really giving you much to work with.
Mate, that is pretty frustrating. I mean,
like looking on the 4 hour, it seems like it's kind of tapped. It tapped on this 4 hour into 148, 200, 148, 150 ish. That was
now
the
we can
pullback
start
for it
heading
to
up.
head up.
Yeah, I agree. Especially if this is a liquidity grab on the daily. I mean, if we start flipping bullish on the daily, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like 149, 230s incoming. Oh, look at that. Exactly where we planned for it to start heading up to. It's on its way.
Sometimes I think, like, is that unlucky that the move happened after, or did we just get it at the wrong time?
Probably a bit of both. I think we was unlucky and we got in at the wrong time. Because clearly there was a pullback before we created further support.
Yeah, like you said, though, it never really tapped back into like 150. It just kind of stopped and then head up.
It stopped. Yeah. I mean, it did come back down to this area on the 15. This zone here.
Yeah, to be fair, I actually got my zone drill like that.
Yeah, it did come back here. So maybe we needed stop loss below to make this buy work out. Maybe that was half the problem.
That could have been it, yeah.
Like, because the stop was quite aggressive below just one 15-minute wick. But then it should have worked. Like, that should have worked, What I was kind of expecting, maybe, I don't know. I can't really say it should have worked. It didn't work. But yeah, I mean, the move's not over though, because if we do come back, this does give us an opportunity now, since we've made a high, right? If we do actually get that support formed on the 15-minute that we've been speaking about, I think then we can have a great re-entry. So I suppose we can't be too disheartened. So, I mean, did we need to have stops below the Asian lows? Would that have made more sense? Obviously, stop would have been larger, but we would never have got stopped out. Sorry. Jesus. Ah. What's going on, bro? How's it going? I mean, do we argue as well though that this was a mid-range support created? Don't know. And that moved pretty quick as well.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely was like, if it was our first trade, we could have got in on the above that previous 30-minute high. But it's still, yeah, that previous resistance there to worry about. Didn't know if it would reject off there again, then form support or whatever.
Yeah. Well, our idea was correct. Our anticipation was all there, so it's just one of those.
Just gonna make some food. Be back in a bit.
Yeah, go for it.
I'll be back before the 9 a.m.
Okay. Okay, 15-minute candle close, strong bullish. So now we need to wait for a support to form. Right, come on guys, let's get some more likes up in here. Got like 29 likes, let's get some more likes. Looks like EN created support on the 15-minute time frame. Still waiting over here. Man, gold is nasty. EN trying to move bullish. It's created that support. Should come up and fill this wick. Right, we've got 4 minutes left until the 1 hour's closing. We got 4 minutes left for the 30-minute candle to close. We've got 4 minutes left for the 15-minute candle to close. So what we're looking at here is we want to see a support formed in order for price to continue moving up. Yeah, we need to see a support formed to give the buys a second chance. Oh, we're breaking the low on the 15-minute. We need this 1 hour candle to close above realistically. We need this 15-minute to respect that area. And if we can get a solid support form, that's going to be good. Ooh, pound yen. How disgusting.
Yo, back.
Yo. It's looking a bit dirty right now.
Oh, gee. Yeah. Wait a minute. What is it doing? Price might just range all the way up until tomorrow.
Maybe. Ooh, that's no good. God damn. I mean, that is disgusting. Oh, how vile. Yeah, GJ is gross. This is gross. As I know Americans like to say that's gross. But yeah, this is just, we say disgusting. Not saying you're American, but yeah, this is not good at all. I mean, that would mean, right, the 4 hours done a way deeper retest into these wicks. Are we going to start heading down now in the last hour? 19 seconds left. Ooh, so 15-minute candle close back in the range. Oh, he is American. Fair enough, fair enough. That's just because we would never say the word gross. Oh. Oh, Freddy's in the house. He's been very quiet this morning. Haven't heard anything from him. But yeah, this is pretty disgraceful. It's a good term to use. So is gold. Gold is just this, yeah, just. I mean, if you think about it now, this is a proper fake out, because if you think about it now, we had a close above this resistance to the left. We tried to create some support. We came back below the range, right? We made a low, and then we basically created resistance here again with this candle here. So I know obviously this isn't one to like enter on, but we should at this point see price come down to 148, 150. Based on the way that structures form now at this point. I mean, the only way we could look for buys is we need a whole other 30 minute to close above this resistance now, because this is our most recent resistance, and then we can have price continuing up to fill the wick. But again, like we're gonna, you know, with this whole new hour candle, we need at least the first 30 minutes to close above. Yeah, looking back, I mean, obviously it is what it is, but I should have been way more attentive to this 30-minute weak close. You know, always say about weak candles, I think I was too more focused on this nice rejection wick and then a close above, but really I should have focused on the fact the actual body was minuscule. Yeah. Always got stream on in the background. Nice. Prathib entered a position on gold at 17.22. Now took a loss. 17.22. Did you get in a sell or a buy? Did you take sells? If you want to send a chart, Prathib, I can take a look for you, mate. Yeah, looks like it's gonna head down to support. So yeah, looks like price done the move that it wanted to do at this point. So this move up with nothing more than a liquidity grab to tap into that zone, it would seem. We tapped up into this area, we rejected it, we closed back below here, and we continue down to support. So if we do get some resistance, like what I saw yesterday. I saw something I liked yesterday way after the stream, but I never executed because I mean the stop was too big. But it was after the MY session, initial push down, we made a low, we came back and we formed this resistance over here. This would have been a perfect opportunity to sell down to that target area of support, but it was like basically a one-to-one at that point, so it didn't really make sense to take it, plus the stops were slightly larger. And so yeah, so gonna look for something similar here today, below this level, some form of resistance. Okay, percent in a chart. Let's take a look. I don't mind this tune, not bad. Alright, let's check out your gold trade and we'll take a look. So gold 15 minute took after impulse up, waiting rejection to downside to continue trend. Okay. Thought price was going to consolidate at this range and then push lower, but broke up and made new highs. So where did you enter in? Did you enter in over here? Where did you enter in this trade? Because if you sold here, that's not a good idea, because from a technical perspective we were closing back above this support to the left hand side. We have a support here, we were closing back above that level. It did not make sense to sell there. What you would wanted to see for a sell would be a bearish candle forming with your trend line there, and then you could sell to retest this low and this support, but not while candles are bullish. You know, selling while candles are bullish, you're just asking for trouble. I mean, what would have made more sense would have been like, you know, if we had a breakout and then there was like a retest of this area, that would have made more sense. Like getting in somewhere over here would have made more sense. Wrap your stop somewhere over there, because then you at least had this initial push down based off the retest. But since it rejected that area and you can clearly see candles are moving bullish, you would have needed to wait for a bearish candle at least to form here for price to continue down, and then your sell would have made more sense. I mean, you had the right idea because the overall trend is bearish 100%. These targets should get hit by the end of the day, but at the same time you have to wait for confirmation. Oh, so you did get in when the candle was bullish. Yeah, I think that was obviously a mistake there. So just again, try not to do that in the future. Do not take a sell when you see candles are clearly printing bullish, and the fact that from a technical perspective, price was closing above this previous level of support right over here. So from a technical perspective, it didn't make sense to take sells until you had a candle closing back below that area, and then it would have made sense to sell. Oh, and now we're rejecting this support. Brilliant. Makes sense, GJ. What a piece of shit day. Yeah, gold can be nasty, but you know, if you want to trade gold successfully, you have to wait for resistance. Like, I mean, this was your best opportunity to sell somewhere over here, because at least you have resistance created, and then you had the next one continue down. You know, if anything, I would have been looking for potential buys once you see this rejection and support created, because in the short term, this is a high. In the short term, this is a high, and you had, sorry, this candle created support, so there's a probability that it's going to retest that high. right? So that's why it's important, to send in the chart, because you're gonna see those mistakes. Like I made a slight mistake on GJ, but I've been trading long enough now to look at my own performance and be like, okay, what went wrong. And I know that, okay, well, what went wrong today was I should have waited for a stronger 30-minute candle closure. This 30-minute was just not strong enough. I was focused on the 15-minute, but if I was going to do that, I think the better thing to do would have been to enter in with stops below previous low points, and then I would never have got stopped out at that point. That would have been the best option, and then at least I would have got some pips. But in all fairness, it never went to the target anyway, so I mean, yeah. But it's perfectly fine. We're all due a loss once in a while, and in all fairness, since I've been trading my new way, although I haven't been taking as many trades, I've had 2 losses and 6 wins overall, which isn't too bad so far. So, I mean, it's still working out. I just haven't got round to, getting it into full swing yet. There's been a lot of things that I've put in with things and whatnot, but it's fine. added my trade to March instead of. Need to add a new story. I need to sort my Instagram out, make it a little bit better. Yeah, something I'm gonna do this afternoon. Yeah, what a load of crap pound yen has been so far today. Real sticky situation.
4 hours does make sense now. If we come up, that was the retest of that.
Mm.
They didn't get fully all the way up there, though, did it? Just come into them wicks.
Yeah, just kind of like rejected that area. And then basically once we start breaking below 148, 150, if we can see that's why I want to wait for a resistance, because this is a strong level of support on the 4 hour as well. And obviously we have been failing to break down below that as well. So if we do get a resistance formed, it's going to be a much higher probability that we will then end up continuing down to fill the wicks later on in the day. So I'm also looking for sells later on, but we'll see. By the way, HFX, just followed you on IG. Can't believe I missed it on the stream this whole time. Yeah. Yes. It's been there the whole time. Oh. Ugh. So what is pound yen gonna do? 2 minutes. Yeah, it seems like we're just ranging here. Tapped into support. We've also like rejected support again. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're gonna call it a day here, early here, to be honest, on the stream, because I don't think I'm gonna be getting a second trade here for a while. Yeah, I think we're gonna call it a day here soon, early. Yeah, I think that's what we're gonna do.
To be fair, like I wouldn't be surprised if we're just gonna range all day
Mm.
with with GJ because obviously with the budget release tomorrow
Mm.
and probably most people just like most investors are just holding off just like how they usually do.
Yeah. Yeah. Very potentially. Yeah, potentially. I think once we start breaking down below 148, 150 though, we should see some further downside based on higher time frames. But you're right. I mean, if we do just reject support and we just don't break out, I mean, we could just see a range day. Obviously, we'll have to see what MY brings, but I mean, effectively, yeah, it just doesn't really.
I mean, possibly like we could like potentially see moves, but like I'm not expecting any like bigger moves. Like I'm not expecting anything massive. I'd say
Mm.
maybe tomorrow we'll have something that's more like a swing trade for some people to
Yeah,
get some.
after the budget, I mean, if it depends what's said, doesn't it? You know, if he talks about potentially raising taxes or anything like that, it's gonna have effect on the pound. You know, so I suppose we just have to wait and see.
See, the only problem is obviously the minimum wage is going up from the 1st of April,
Yeah.
and I mean obviously that's a good thing for employees.
Mm.
But the problem is how businesses are going to take this because
Yes.
the more money that they are you know forced to pay their employees, the higher chance that they're going to employ less people, and
Yeah.
obviously that's going to lead to an employment rate
Mm.
to rise up again.
See, I would have thought this would have been the complete wrong time. Like, I think, you know, me kind of thinking like cleverly, right? You would have thought, okay, well, we know that businesses have not had a great year at all, right? Overall, we know that a lot of businesses have gone into liquidation. We know a lot of businesses are struggling to furlough, or no, sorry, not struggle to furlough, but they're struggling to meet ends meet, right?
Yeah.
So why would they now want to start paying their staff more? It doesn't make sense. It's just going to lead to further economic problems, like you said, because like when I learned in economics, if an employer's got two staff or three staff, let's say, and he pays them £8 an hour, but then he's got to pay them all an extra, let's say £2 an hour. That's £6. If he was to get rid of one of those staff, it would then cover that extra cost now that it's going to cost him. So yeah, overall, one of the biggest downfalls of a minimum wage is the actual amount of like unemployment that comes from it. Usually is no good. I think minimum wage is one of those things. Like there should be a bare minimum. Like something that is like absolutely minimum to even survive off. I understand that, but trying to increase it beyond that, I mean, you have to kind of let the free market make its decision about what job is worth what pay. And it's for
Yeah,
us
I mean,
to choose. What pay we're gonna need to survive at that point.
yeah, see, like in my point of view, to be fair, like for them to, so first of all, like the changing, like it used to be 25 and over, you get the highest minimum wage out of
Mm.
all the categories. Now they've changed it to 23 and over,
Really?
and that is going to be, yeah, that's going to go up to £8.91 for 23 and over.
Mm.
So it's the biggest rise. So
Yeah.
so the issue I see with that is like they are making so the basically the government's taking benefit from these minimum wage rise because if you're getting paid £8.91 an hour, if you're doing so many hours a month, you are going to be taxed
Yeah. That's a
the
great point.
percentage,
Yeah, the extra
and that
percent is going back to the
yeah,
government anyway.
and obviously that's going to go to the government. So that's really not going to help. So the way I see it, the only way that's going to help people to benefit from this the rise of minimum wage is if they pay less taxes.
Mm.
Because the paying more taxes, so giving me more money per hour and still charging me the same, you're not really helping me. Like you basically you just you're just giving me some pennies, just adding some pennies. It's not really making any difference.
Mm.
Plus, the basic income for some people might get higher and higher.
Yeah.
So, and then for businesses as well, the only way they could help themselves out of this situation to keep their staff is for them to maybe have less, you know, charges to pay, like not to pay as much for VAT and
Yeah.
like few costs.
Yeah,
But
but they're not
it
going to
is
do
what it
that.
is.
They're not going to do that. And the other thing as well is, I don't think they're going to do it yet, but the tax increases are coming, 100%. And you know what just annoying for me is, like, I didn't make the decision to borrow all these billions of pounds that the Bank of England, well, no, I say the Bank of England, I mean the government has borrowed. um we didn't choose to do that, they chose to do that. Yet it's not them that pay it back, it's your everyday person. And I mean, obviously I don't want to get like too into depth with this, but I mean, if you think about it, like, the amount of money that was borrowed is the amount of money that should have been paid by like companies like Amazon, big companies that are just paying absolute like pennies of tax, compared to what everybody else is paying. I think, like, Amazon last year, they only paid like a few million in tax, and they turned over something ridiculous, like 200 something billion, just from the UK alone. Do you know what I mean? Why are they not? Do you know what I mean? Like, instead of getting people who are, everyone else is getting damaged, but the people who are making more money just seem to just always benefit.
Yeah.
Always, and it's always the people at the lowest that seem to just get screwed over by these politicians that just have no sense of reality. I mean, imagine in years to come, when we look back on this country, to realize that we had a conservative government, not even a Labour government, a conservative government, that have got us into the most historical debt. I mean, it's just incredible, and he's still trying to borrow more money to pay out for all these. Oh, I don't know.
Like honestly, the more like the higher. I mean, obviously, taking the minimum wage higher, that's good, because that's what people really need to do. I think the things that they need to focus more on is the rent that people pay. Because
Yeah, why are
there
they
is
not
no,
trying to, cap rent charges on
yeah.
properties? That it's just
It's
like,
like,
we spoke about this, didn't we? I told you about I used to do, one of my jobs that I used to work was, I used to do carpets. So I used to work for landlords all the time, and the conditions that they would have these properties in was disgusting. I mean, I used to rip up the old carpet, and it literally was green underneath with how long it had been there. And I used to tell you, didn't I? Always speak to the tenants, and I'd be like, oh well, how much you paying a month for this sort of property? And we're talking like 1,200 quid for an absolute hellhole.
yep.
I mean, an absolute hellhole. And I mean, poor people just get ripped off. And I understand, like, the process of everyone had that opportunity to make money, and I understand that about landlords. They're entitled to make their money, but I mean, to some extent, like, come on, like, even I mean, out of the kindness of my heart, would I put someone through that amount of money and stress for an absolute crap hole of a property? Even me, I would 100% renovate the whole thing, as a bare minimum, and still charge that amount. Do you know what I mean? Like, this place had mold, like, I don't know.
See, like the way I see, I mean, obviously, when you look at like council houses, for example, when people rent council houses, they're not really paying as much. So in a way, the government should be able to build some houses, and
Mm.
maybe not for people that are actually claiming, housing benefits, for people that actually have a basic income, and that they can't really, like, as like single mums and single
Mm.
fathers, they can't really do both. So they need to kind of like have a category where people who are still working to be able to rent houses from the government with maybe a slight, like, for example, if you're paying let's say for a council house, if you're paying like £400 a month, maybe a government can make some sort of like category for renting houses for like what, £500, like 550. In a way, that's generating money for the government and for the economy, and that's actually making it fair for, for everyone to be able to live in a house and to be able to afford it. Because a lot of people, you see, like a lot of people are not paying their rents. They can't afford it.
They can't afford their
And
rent.
it's just, it's just too much. And I mean, yeah, like housing prices keep rising. They like houses are never going to be depreciated unless if the inflation is off the roof. Then that's different. The other problem with the minimum wage going up as well is the more money you're getting paid per hour, the higher chance that retailers are going to take their price up. So in a way, you're not really winning. The only thing is you're just having a different number in your bank account. So instead of getting like £8 an hour, you're getting now £8.91. But if you think about it, like milk is going up, bread's going up. You're going on the bus, buses. If you look back like 5-6 years ago, the bus fares are completely different to how they are now. Every year,
that's true.
They do increase prices. So it's really not making any difference. So the only thing that they're benefiting from this is getting people to pay more taxes. That's the only difference I see, and that can be a risk of inflation, because if you had £1,000, just like if you look on houses, for someone who bought a house for 60 grand in 2005, for example, that house, it can cost now for like 120, 130. Easy.
I'd say more in London. I'd say you probably got 400, 500.
Yeah, I'm not really
sure
sure like how much expensive is in London, but like talking about Leeds, West Yorkshire.
Oh yeah,
Manchester.
Well, I can give you an example. Right? So my mum, she bought a property in London. I think it was about 20 years ago. So she bought her flat, and it cost her 15,000 for this flat, right?
Yeah.
That's so. If in terms of, this is how you measure, like, if you look at house prices, and then let's look at how much wages overall have gone up by. So if you think, so that flat was worth 15,000, that same flat today, is worth 450 grand, and it's a one bed, right? It's a one bed flat. Now, if you think about what people wages were on then to now, I know there's going to be a substantial difference. But is it substantial relative to the amount that prices have gone up for cars, for homes, for your bus fare, for your food? In economics, you call it real wages, right? In terms of, how much has real wages actually gone up against things like inflation, house prices, all those things. So overall, there's always, since those times began, there's always been this stretch between what's being earned and what's being paid out. That's why you have 1,200. I mean, 1,200 a month, right? £1,200 a month on a one bed flat. That sort of money is more expensive than what you would pay on a mortgage on a 4 or 5 bedroom home, right? That's more than that. How is that okay? I don't know. To some extent, rent is important for the economy, and it puts money in people's pockets. People want homes, they can't afford mortgages, right? Rent is supposed to be for those that need a home, but they don't earn enough to get themselves on a mortgage, right? So to be paying more rent than you would on a mortgage, it makes no sense whatsoever, because with the mortgage, you're paying to pay off the value of that home. Rent, you're only paying to stay in that home. That's not your home. So why are you paying? I know someone that their mortgage is like £500 a month, right? But they got a 4 or 5 bed house. Someone I know renting a 1 bed flat, they're paying nearly £1,300 a month. So why is their rent double when they're not even getting the home at the end of it. It's not like they're even, do you know what I mean? They're paying just to live there at the end of the day. But I mean, London is very different probably to how it is in Leeds, because in Leeds, right, I presume house prices would go up, but there isn't as high a demand. Like in London, you see any new builds being built, it's already sold before that's even built. You know, there's some big investors bought that up. They're gonna rent that out. They already know they got the tenants all ready to go because there's such a high demand. Now I understand about supply and demand, right? But I mean, to some extent, you know, why did they build so many properties and then everything else goes up, all the house prices go up, you know, naturally. But I mean, house prices going up as well is a good thing for homeowners, because now if you bought your house at 500 grand, you paid off your mortgage, you live in London, and then in the next 10 years now your house is worth, let's say, 800 grand, you can now either sell that property, use that extra money, that 300 grand, to go get a bigger home, or go to the same size home, and then that 300 grand is technically profit, right? Obviously you got to pay capital gains, etc., but technically money that you've made. So that's a good investment. But to say that for renters, I mean, how can you say, like, I mean, obviously I want to move out, right? I live at home still. I don't give a crap. Like, I live at home. I'm only 21, right? I haven't got 100,000 in the bank to try and move out. And where I live, is very, very, very difficult for anybody to get their own home. Anybody I know now that's not living at home is renting, right? And they say, oh yeah, you know, it's fine. The rent's a lot, but you know, it's fine. I wanted to move out, want my independence, and I thought that's great. That's up to you. But for me, why am I gonna pay 800 to 1,000 a month for a property I'm never even gonna own? How am I ever gonna expect to save enough money to ever own a property? It just, to me, it makes no sense whatsoever. But people just have to rent, and the thing is, they know that, and that's why rent is so high. I mean, in London, it's just ridiculous, honestly. If you've seen the state of some of the properties, like obviously I was talking about, and for the prices that they're paying, it's just crazy. I mean, even for a home, right? If you want to rent a home in London, a 4-bed, 3-bed, you're looking at least, I'd say 3k, 2.5k a month. Your mortgage would not even be near that. Your mortgage would be under
your wage
£1,000.
probably is not even going to match that. That's the
No,
thing.
you're
I mean,
paying
you need
out
to-
probably most of your wages just to pay your rent.
You know, like, here's the thing. I mean, even if you want to take a mortgage, most banks are not gonna borrow you a decent amount of money to be able to, you know, mortgage a house that you would like. Because obviously, I mean, they do take it based on like your basic income, how much you get a year, and then see how much like you could potentially pay per a month. But the thing is, like, if you go and calculate, like, you just put like some random basic income, like, so basic income in the UK is around 24k, and if you go on like on one of the bank websites or mortgage lenders, and if you try to just put these details, and the maximum probably they're gonna let you have is like
Probably
50,
100 grand.
60,
Yeah.
70 max, and obviously they still ask for deposit. I mean, 70, what are you going to do with it, really? Like, he's not even going to get you like an apartment, you know? And it's just, I mean, the way I see it, like, I think what they should do is, for people who can't actually pay rent, why don't they just make more jobs for people, okay? So open a construction site, build some more houses, so you're generating income for the economy later on the years, because obviously, you know, when you're building houses, you're not going to straight away have money. But in the same time, what you're doing is you're getting more people employed, and you're getting more people going to buy the houses. You're having less housing crisis in the country, and you just helping everyone. You know, that's the way I see it. But obviously, that's not the way that they really want to deal with it. I mean, I would say they're really clever with how they, you know, with how they will deal with everything. You know, because I mean, I'm just an average person, you know. I didn't go to uni. I stopped my study in a very young age, but it's just common sense. They could know way better than me. So they're not stupid to just pass on all these topics, you know. But yeah.
Yeah, that's it, man. Well, it was a good discussion anyway.
Yeah, thank
Um,
you.
but yeah, sorry, I was just gonna say we're gonna probably call it a day here now. Um,
Yeah, no worries.
but yeah, no, 100%. Everything you're saying is true. Like, it's a shame, but it's just the world we live in. I'm afraid, you know,
Yeah.
or of this country anyway. But yeah. All right then, guys. So people on the YouTube, we're gonna finish off there. I'll let you know if I take any more trades later on in the session. But I mean, it seems like we're just completely ranging here, so just a pile of shit for the minute. But yeah. So we did take a loss today, but I think we had the right idea. It did move up afterwards, but it's just one of those things. Like, clearly wasn't even meant to be. I mean, we never reached the target that I was looking for. So I mean, yeah, just one of those things, I suppose. So yeah. So thanks very much everybody for coming on. Drop a like on the stream if you enjoyed today's commentary, if you enjoyed today's stream. But yeah, awesome guys. So Zoom, thanks very much. YouTube, thank you, and we'll
Thank you.
see you. Yeah, we'll see you all tomorrow.